I'm here at the 2009 ASH meeting in New Orleans, and I think that this is a particularly groundbreaking meeting. I think that for the first time we're seeing the role of the novel agents in the whole spectrum of disease in myeloma. For the first time we are seeing a study which is addressing the question of the early treatment of patients with smoldering myeloma. The early results from a Spanish trial will be presented by Dr. Matias from Spain, which looks at Revlimid plus dexamethasone in a randomized setting for patients with high-risk smoldering myeloma versus placebo. And the early results are really quite remarkable, indicating response and benefit with the use of the Revlimid. But what has been also helpful is by bringing these patients into a trial setting is to be able to document the pattern of disease in the smoldering high-risk group over the initial 2 years of follow-up. And in fact, the most striking thing has been that for those patients identified at high risk, there has been a significant development of bone disease and features of myeloma within the period of follow-up. And so not only has it given an opportunity to see if early treatment will work, it's given an opportunity to study the actual biology and the evolution of myeloma in these smoldering patients. The next type of result that we're seeing for the first time is a study which is looking at the comparison between a novel combination and high-dose therapy. The Italian group are studying a comparative analysis of the use of MPR with high-dose melphalan. And so for the first time, we are directly able to assess if novel therapies can have an impact equal to the use of high-dose melphalan. And it's exciting to see this first type of a comparative approach. And then the third aspect, which we see in several trials, is the possible role of ongoing active therapy for myeloma. And the key study that is being presented at this meeting is the 3-arm study, again from the Italian group led by Antonio Palumbo, although it's an international study. This is the MM015 trial, a 3-arm study with approximately 150 patients in each arm, comparing melphalan prednisone, Revlimid for 9 months. And the third arm is melphalan prednisone with Revlimid, with continuation of Revlimid in an open-ended fashion beyond that. And the initial results show a significant advantage for the third arm, for which the Revlimid is continued beyond 9 months. And so that this really shows quite clearly the added benefit of continued drug exposure, of active therapy beyond 9 months in controlling myeloma in an ongoing fashion. And this really brings to attention the importance of the duration of treatment. We have shifted from the old paradigm of 4 months of therapy followed by stem cell transplant to look more carefully at the time to maximum treatment benefit, which may be way beyond the first 4 months. And it's clear now that it's beyond 9 months, and the ideal duration of therapy is possibly 12 months, 18 months, and the follow-on studies will be looking, I'm sure, at the comparison of 12 to 18 months of therapy versus continuous ongoing active treatment. So I think that these 3 types of strategies are very important in thinking about new approaches to management of myeloma, and we're seeing that for the first time this year at ASH.